Hey guys, it's Dr. Bickling from Own It Dental. As always, here's my contact information if you need to get a hold of me. And if you guys are enjoying these videos, please do hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button. It's right down below. It only takes you a second, and it'll stop me from questioning whether you're really watching or not. Speaking of questions, today we're going to talk about talking in questions. So let's dig into it. All right, like I said, today we're going to talk about talking in questions. In the last video, we talked about using open-ended questions because they're quick and they're easy. And there's really only a couple that you need to know. What you do is you present the patient with a scenario. Maybe you show them a photograph or you say, hey, I see you have a missing tooth. And then you say, tell me about that. Or what are your thoughts on that? These open-ended questions are designed to let the patient talk and let the patient tell you what they think. But these open-ended questions also have the second purpose of either giving you the patient's level of concern or drawing out the objection, in which case, we're going to validate the objection and then eliminate the objection with a what-if scenario. Well, yeah, it could be a little expensive, but what if we could do some financing? Or what if we could do it in little bits at a time? How does that sound? Question, right? So that's the idea of open-ended question. But today we're going to dig a little bit deeper using some more direct questions, and sometimes we're going to be even asking permission. So when might I use those scenarios? So sometimes the patient's being a little wishy-washy and I can't really tell how interested they are. So I might just ask a direct question. I'll present a scenario. So I say, hey, I see you have a missing tooth. Does that concern you? Right? That's a yes or no question. They got to answer yes or no, right? And if the answer is yes, then I know it's a high level of concern. And, would you like to, then I can just go into the next one. Would you like to replace it? Question, kind of a thing. I just don't start talking at them. I start asking questions. But if the answer is no, then I know that they've got a low level of concern. And the reason why they have a low level of concern is because there's an objection in there somewhere. And I might ask a question about that. Well, what's stopping you from, getting that tooth replaced? Question, right? Instead of just finger wagging and talking at them and trying to raise their dental IQ. And in some cases, I may ask for permission if I'm going to talk about their options. I just don't go in, well, this is an implant, and this is a bridge, and this is a partial denture, and here are the differences, right? I say, hey, are you familiar with what your options are? Would you like to know your options? Question. Do you know what a crown is? Question, or something along those lines, right? So I ask questions before I start going and giving the patient information and giving them my big spiel and raising their dental IQ and all that stuff, right? So we have for the purposes of today, we have a couple of patients that are coming in via Skype, and I'm going to talk to them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give kind of like a declarative statement or give some information, kind of setting up the scene, and then I'll follow it up with a question, right? And for the purposes of today, I'm going to turn to the camera and go question, right? So that way you know that it's a question. So before we bring these patients in, let me just put my headphones in so that I can hear them. And we'll bring them in through Skype and we'll see how it goes. So let's see. So, oh, hey, I'm Dr. Bickling. Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you.
I see you got a broken tooth back there. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I was chewing dinner yesterday and it broke.
Oh, are you interested in fixing it?
Yeah, I am.
Do you know what your options are? Question.
No, not really.
Do you know what a crown is? Question.
No, haven't heard of a crown.
And so this is you'd tell them what a crown is, right? Does that sound good to you? Question.
Yeah, if we can get that done, that'd be great.
Okay.
All
right. So this guy, he was awesome. He was really good. So super easy, high level of concern, broke his tooth, wants it fixed, But you notice before I went in and started talking about what a crown was, I asked him if he knew what a crown was. And because if he does, then I don't have to describe it, right? But if he doesn't, it's like, well, would you like me to tell you about it? And then I go in and I tell him about it and say, how does that sound? Question, right? I want to be asking questions to get the patient to tell me where their head's at. Again, that's the definition of empathy. Empathy is putting myself into their shoes, not trying to put them into my shoes, right? So that's what empathy is. And in some cases, they're going to bring it up an objection, in which case you're going to validate it, and then you're going to eliminate it with a what-if scenario. But sometimes you'll run into patients that just don't give a crap at all. So what do you do then, right? Because it's not always 100% case acceptance. Sometimes I don't get patients to say yes to treatment until the second or third time that I see them, right? And so what do you do in a scenario where a patient just doesn't give a crap, right? So we have another patient coming in, another guy, so let's see what he has to say. So, oh, hey, I'm Dr. Bickling. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, man, what's up?
I see you got a broken tooth back there. Tell me about that. Question.
Yeah, it's been broken about a minute.
All right. Are you interested in fixing it? Question.
Nah, man, I ain't got time for that.
Well, there's some problems that could occur if you don't. Would you like to know about that? Question.
Nah, man, I told you, it ain't a thing.
All right. Well, if it becomes an issue, you let us know. We're here to take care of you.
I bet.
All right. We'll see you then.
Cool. All right, then.
All right. So in some instances, the patients just they have low level of concern, right? And so what do you do? So you go, okay, you see where they are. You don't badger them. You don't finger point at them. I asked them, hey, there's some concerns about not getting this done. Would you like to know about that? Question. I've done my due diligence. I tried to give them information, just wasn't interested, but I did it in the form of questions. And you can put that in your notes too. But I'm not going to sit here and, like I said, finger wag and shame and tell them that their head's going to explode or the tooth is going to break or they're going to have a toothache or blah, blah, blah. Besides, when it really does happen and the patient calls you, doesn't it feel good when you're like, I told you, So in any case, yeah, if they're not interested, the next best thing that you can do is just get them in for another visit. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 visits for the patient to trust you. I believe that the trust is the #1 objection in dentistry. And if the patient does trust you, they'll overcome the other objections. They'll find the time. They'll get over their fears, or they'll find the way to pay for it. But trust has to come first. And one of the best ways of gaining trust with a patient is by asking questions, because it allows them to be heard. I guess I could take this out now. In any case, it allows them to be heard, and so, when I'm asking questions, basically, I'm trying to get them to tell me where their head's at. I'm trying to get them to tell me what they want or what they need, so that all I have to do is go, okay. And if you can get to okay, you're going to have 100% case acceptance. I guarantee it. So. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Dr. Bickling. Here's my contact information. You guys are going to have to practice these. You can't just watch this video once and get it down. You're going to have to sit down with your doctors. They're going to have to role play with each other. They're going to have to come up with different scenarios and understand what patients mean when they say certain things. And you're going to have to realize what's your follow-up question for that. So you're going to have to practice this. This doesn't come easy. It took me years and years to do this. So in any case, I'm Dr. Bickling. Here's my contact information, and I will see you on the next one. Talk to you soon. Bye. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like it, go to ownitdental.com or click the link above and check out my services. I have dozens of hours of training videos and have negotiated reduced lab fees for all my clients. So if you want to get out of the dental chair and start owning your business, go to ownitdental.com and check out my services, and I'll see you soon.